Hello everyone, my name is Joy and today I'd like to talk about, what else? The veggie burger ban, my absolute favorite subject of the past few months. I would like to follow up a little bit on Amendment 171. Now, if you'd like to know more specifically what Amendment 171 means in more of a legal context, please check out my previous video on it. I will probably pop up something in the corner of my screen right now. My reason for following up on the topic, once again, is because ProVeg International has released some additional information on the topic, not to mention a petition to try and stop Amendment 171, at least the most severe consequences of it. So just to quickly recap, Amendment 171 wants to ban the usage of certain terms for dairy replacement products, or non-dairy products to be more specific. So let's take a look at their website. Of ProVeg International. I will leave a link to their petition down in the description if you want to help out. Okay, here we are. Amendment 171 will be discussed as part of the CMO trilogy scheduled to start on January 27th. In spite of existing restrictions on the plant-based sector, including a ban on using terms like oat milk and soya yogurt, the new amendment would go even further. The new law would prohibit any use or evocations of dairy products on plant-based packaging or in advertising. The ban could even prohibit brands from using images of their own products or applying factual disclaimers such as "does not contain milk." And this is where it goes a little bit further than I originally anticipated just looking at the law. I did not want to speculate too much in my previous video. I just wanted to purely focus on the legal context. But this is not outside of the realm of possibilities. In my previous video, I mentioned how I think that Amendment 171 contradicts, for example, the farm-to-fork strategy, but also other efforts that have been made to reduce pollution in agriculture and to, create a more sustainable way of agriculture. But ProVeg International actually makes a very good point when it comes to the consumer's right to information, and not to mention the company's right to fair competition. Now, I'm going to leave a link down in the description, and I definitely recommend you give the website a read for yourself. It is not a huge article, but it's pretty interesting, especially if you're interested in signing the petition. I signed the petition myself, but let me just point out this section of the website, which I think summarizes it pretty well. In practice, Amendment 171 could prohibit the following: describing a plant-based food, its taste or function by referring to familiar dairy terminology. For example, using wording such as "it's like milk," "creamy," or "buttery" to inform the consumer about the purpose, texture, or flavor, either on packaging or advertising. This includes informative descriptions even if they are purely factual. For instance, using the phrases "does not contain milk," "suitable for persons suffering from lactose intolerance," or "plant-based alternative to yogurt." Now, I understand why the dairy industry would do this, because not only to prevent people from choosing a plant-based alternative because they are a bit confused about the usage or about the flavor that they can expect, but also because, for example, if it says "does not contain milk," it would refer to milk as something negative. But try and imagine that we would apply this concept to anything else. Let's say we apply it to cars. Let's say we got a car that runs on water, and we're no longer allowed to say gasoline free because we frame gasoline as something bad. That's the principle that they're applying to this here. It's ridiculous, in my opinion, but okay, let's just continue on. Showing climate impact by comparing the carbon footprint of a plant-based food item with its dairy equivalent. This is a weird one to me, because why shouldn't you be able to compare that? Again, we do the same thing with cars. We do the same thing with a lot of other products, like plastic, for example. If you have a more sustainable packaging, why shouldn't you be able to compare it to something else? Using a picture of plant-based white beverage being poured at a breakfast table or white foam swirling into a cappuccino. Okay, this is obviously one of the more ridiculous ones to me. These are predictions, these are so far, technically speaking, speculations. But if we look at the law, if you look at my previous video, how the law works, this is not outside of the realm of possibilities. It would not surprise me if the dairy industry would attempt to basically monopolize, white liquid. Now, this is going to largely depend on how the law is going to be interpreted, because, like I said, it's definitely within the realm of possibilities. So, using a picture of a plant-based white beverage, yeah, you can't monopolize the color white, I think. You can't monopolize breakfast. You can't monopolize what people put in their coffee. That's just very ridiculous. I hope it doesn't get to that point. In its most restrictive interpretation, this could result in bans on plant-based food packaging that looks visually similar to dairy packaging. Now, this is an example that has been mentioned before, and this is a really weird one to me because I can't predict what this is going to look like in practice, because we have milk cartons, we have those big jugs that contain milk. So what would be considered dairy packaging? So technically speaking, this could be applied to anything, any product that contains dairy, and they could essentially, it just seems very weird to me that they could monopolize a type of packaging. Not to mention, it might make it actually difficult for plant-based products to come up with a packaging that is not as environmentally destructive as whatever alternative they would have to come up with. For example, cardboard has been known to be relatively good for the environment, or not as damaging at least, as opposed to plastic. But what if plant-based products are being forced into using hard plastic or something else just to not resemble dairy packaging all that much? That's very weird to me. In its most restrictive interpretation, this could result in bans on plant-based food packaging that looks visually similar to dairy packaging. Now, this is an example that I've heard before. And it's a very weird one to me because I don't know what dairy packaging means. Does it just mean a milk carton? Are we not allowed to use cardboard anymore, like many fruit juices and other things do? Technically, any product that contains dairy is a dairy product. Does that automatically make the packaging dairy packaging? It's very odd to me. I find it very hard to create an image in my head of this. So, again, this is speculation, but again, not impossible for it to happen. Looking at the current law, this is not outside of the realm of possibilities. It's going to be largely dependent on how people are going to interpret this law, and how there's probably going to be a few cases where this is going to be challenged by the opposition, and then it's going to be up to a judge. Then it's going to be up to who can afford the best lawyer, unfortunately. So yeah, I just wanted to make this quick video and make you aware of the petition. The fight is not over yet. Hopefully we can still stop it. If you could sign it before the 27th of January, that would be great, because that is when, let me just make sure I say this correctly. That is when Amendment 171 will be discussed as part of the CMO trilogy, scheduled to start on January 27th. Yeah, okay, that's the date. That is the deadline, people. So that was a quick update. I'm leaving the links to the petition and to this specific article down in the description, so you can read it for yourself and take a look if it would be something you would like to participate in. I've signed a petition myself, and I'm hereby inviting you. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate the response that I've gotten to this kind of switch that I made in my channel. It was mostly gaming content. I still make gaming content, but this has become such an important part of my life now. I've begun to find it very, very important, and it's really great to see such a positive response to it. So thank you for that. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!